Hello, everyone, from Chelsea Fan TV. Another day, another fan cam. In the studio, Chelsea 3, Club America 0. What's the time, Kevin?
5 to 3 a.m. Yeah, 5 to 3 a.m. Another early morning survival test, but we are here to do another fan cam. We're here.
Big up to Kevin. He made the trip up from Stoke. This is the second time he's done this. He did it for the Wrexham watch along as well. And yeah, we had a great time on the watch along. We had lots of fun. This was the most, we said it earlier, you said it earlier, balanced Chelsea performance. Just all round, a lot of positives to take. Not only what we did on the ball and the chances we created, we scored goals as well. A clean sheet, the first clean sheet that we've had.
Yeah.
Good performances from us defensively. Tosin as well.
Yeah.
We were speaking a lot about him. The fact that we haven't mentioned Tosin too much, though, because actually he's gone under the radar,
Yeah.
is a testament to how well he's done.
Yeah. I think he's coming and set up pretty well. It just looks very decisive in what he wants to do. He commands the box well. He plays at the back really well as well. His interceptions were phenomenal as well today. He just looks calm on the ball, and that's what you want. He settled in really well. Considering he's only played 3 games, you wouldn't think that, wouldn't you? He's come in and he's done really well. So testament to what he's doing at the moment.
I mean, for me, I'd take Tosin over Disassi straight away. And I just don't see how Disassi fits into this system, especially when we want to press high and have a high line and get countered, right?
Yeah.
Reece James playing in the back 3 was an interesting decision by Maresca. And then obviously we played Gusto in the midfield. Although it was strange again because he wasn't on the right side of the midfield. He was on the left side of the midfield.
Yeah.
And then you had Lavia on the right who...
Yeah,
again, another amazing performance from Lavia.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go with Gusto and James first. I mean, for me, I think that's a sustainable system with James. If you want to create an environment for Reece James where it's sustainable, he's not running up and down the pitch like he was when he was a wing back.
Yeah.
I think he can last a full season playing that way. You need a little bit of pace, so if anything was to happen,
he can get him behind and cover.
You've got that cover. But that's the only chance he's really going to get injured. Apart from that, there's not too many duels in terms of running up and down.
Yeah.
And then Gusto's more than capable of inverting. But
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see when Cucurella's back. Are we just going to do it on the right-hand side, or are we going to try and invert on the left as well, like we did with Pochettino?
Yeah, and that's down to the manager really to make that choice. But like you said, Reece James playing on that right side of the back 3 was interesting to see. I think of a couple of occasions today, he covered really well going that way. Not too much running from him as well. Like you said, that could be a plus with that hamstring of his. Gusto doing another running from there on the right-hand side. But it'd be interesting to see how it all unfolds once the season starts. Can Cucurella fit into that back 3? It's good choices to have, but ultimately it's down to Maresca to make the choice.
Absolutely. And then Lavia, like we just said, he was sensational. For me, in that deep lying role, I wouldn't call him a deep lying playmaker. I'd call him, I don't know how you...
Who's that, sorry?
Lavia. He sits in front of the defence and he gets everything ticking, mate. He gets everything ticking. It's not just the passes he makes.
It's the runs.
I think that there's a lot of things to Lavia in that position. I would argue he's better than Enzo in that position, which is why when Enzo came on, he was playing further up the pitch.
Yeah.
Do you start Enzo ahead of Lavia when Lavia's on form? I think Lavia has better dribbling abilities. I think he's better defensively. He's very intricate and able to distribute the ball.
Yeah.
And he's got a great shot on him. So I'd say all of those aspects of his game are better than Enzo Fernandez. The only thing that...
Enzo's passing ability.
Yeah, he's more creative, isn't he, Enzo?
Yeah.
But is that enough to start ahead of Lavia when he's playing so well?
It's a good dilemma to have, though, isn't it? Going into the season, he got two phenomenal players fighting for that position. And last season, we never had it. We had Gallagher and Enzo, and the clear winner of that one's Enzo. So at least now it gives Enzo a bit of competition there. Good to see Lavia within the first minute or so. The way he got into that box, like he wanted to drive forward the ball. There was no fear in him whatsoever. And he wasn't sticking to that defensive midfield area. He was getting up, he was coming back, he was holding, and he was showing all parts of his game. So it's a good headache to have from Resco.
100%. And then as we move up, Drewsbury Hall making his debut today. I think that he is exactly the type of player that Maresca wanted. I think there's a reason we signed him, and I think he was a smart signing, to be honest with you, as well. We paid about 30 million for him.
Yeah.
I don't think we overpaid. We got a young talent, a technical talent, a very different player to Conor Gallagher, who we're pretty sure is going to leave for Atletico Madrid for about 40 million euros.
Yeah.
And I would argue that for the system, I'm not saying that he's a better player than Gallagher, but I'm saying for the system, he is much more suited to that style.
It's just more smarter, isn't he? I think one occasion he made a run from literally the halfway line straight into the opponent's box, and I think it was Larvik picked him out, long ball, didn't quite get onto it. The ball rebounded out. He got onto the ball again, crossed into the box, and it was a goal. So it's just the ball knowledge where to go on the pitch. I think with Gallagher, he doesn't really have that maturity and that ball knowledge to get into these areas.
Did you call it maturity? I don't know if I call it. I think Gallagher's a very mature player. I just don't think he's good enough. He's not technically good enough.
Yeah,
Gallagher's a great ball-winning midfielder.
Mental maturity where it's something that if in football terms, not many people, you either got it or you haven't. You haven't got the maturity
I don't think that's maturity, man. I think that's just skill.
Yeah, just to know where to go, just to know when to go, when to drop, to go left, to go right. Gallagher's just all press, and Dewsbury Hall will give us a different option in midfield.
Just a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
Right?
Creativity.
A little bit more creative. And just that more natural look on the ball, which when you're trying to break down low blocks, I think will make a big difference. Yeah. But time will tell. I mean, he got an assist today. Mark Guiu on the score sheet. Lovely header. You know, just positive, man. Yeah. Even against Celtic when we got battered, he didn't have his best game, Guiu, but he's trying to make things happen. If he doesn't get the service as a striker, I mean, what can you do if you don't get service? Yeah. For me, this guy's got to stay at the club. I don't think that he needs to go out on loan. He's good competition for Jackson. The only thing that would be apparent to me that he needs to go on loan for is if we get Osimhen and we obviously do a swap deal with Lukaku. Yeah,
precisely, and that's the only thing that will sway my decision for him to probably get minutes elsewhere. But he's got his first goal. He looks confident. He looks strong. He was doing all the stuff that he was doing against Wrexham. So you can see that this is the player that we've got. And for him being 18 years old, if he stays, he can only develop his career in the Premier League and become a better player. So interesting times with Guiu, but he got his goal. I'm sure that he'll be delighted with it.
I hope so, mate. I mean, it's a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then another player who he just gets a lot of criticism. I agree with a lot of the criticism of Madueke. I do agree that he's had an attitude problem. I'm not defending that, but at the same time, you can't hold that against the player for the rest of his career. Look, the guy wanted to take a penalty at Everton. There was a little argument. All right, cool.
No, it's been and gone now, isn't it?
It's done, mate. It's done.
It's done. I think with Madueke, people say he's got a bad attitude, but that's his personality. That's his You can't change a guy's.
He's a confident boy, mate.
He's just the way he moves around the pitch and the way he pursues himself is how he is, and you just got to get on with it. As long as we can see him working hard for the team, as long as we can see him moving forward in the right direction. Today, that's a step in the right direction for him. For me personally, it was my man of the match. The way he got on the ball, and he was always wanted to get the ball into the box. He was putting good balls into the box. He had a couple of opportunities to score, and he scored a good penalty. So if we can see more of that from Madueke in pre-season and the start of the season, maybe he's going to have one of the best seasons he's ever had in the blue shirt.
100%, mate. And I was saying this about, the other day. Man City have Doku. There was a time when Newcastle had St Maximin. There's not many players out there that can do what Madueke does
stand you up
when they play well.
Yeah.
And today was one of those games where Madueke was on fire.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was running at defenders. He was beating defenders. He was taking them on, putting balls in, having shots. He obviously scored the penalty as well. Lovely conversion at the end.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Nkunku. Could have obviously scored another goal.
Yeah, but that shows the class in the guy, doesn't it? Like, that's what you need to do. We need more of that. Last season, it was all everyone was for the self. I think now Maresca needs to embed this atmosphere within the team that it's a team game. Nkunku's had his penalty. Give it someone else.
I'm very much. I agree with that as well.
We don't want to see people fighting for balls and this and that. We want to see
if everyone gets on the goal sheet, then everyone's going to be confident and people are going to have more success. The problem is when. And I do think this was the case last season. Palmer's absolutely flying and everyone else is struggling and they're just starving for something.
Yeah.
And then, Palmer's on a hat-trick. He can score a 4th goal against Everton. I understand why Madueke wanted to take the penalty. I get that. I know why Jackson wanted it. But at the same time, you've got to respect the teammates. You've got to respect the manager and the decision that they make.
Of course. And let's see. It's all about respect. And I don't know, to see Maresca towards the end there, the smiling, and this is what we want to see. We want to see a happy environment. Against Wrexham when we went 2-1 down, I don't want to see the manager, with his head down, scratching his head and in deep thoughts. You want to see the happiness from the top, so the manager being happy, that will then escalate onto the players. So it's good stuff so far. Can we keep on going in this fashion?
That's it, man. I mean, there's still definitely improvements that we can make. I mean, I see Ben Chilwell coming on. I wasn't exactly pleased. I think he made a good contribution. He had a diving header that could have potentially saved a goal from Club America. But they had chances as well. They weren't many chances, but they did have them. They hit the crossbar. They forced a great save from Robert Sanchez as well. Jorgensen made his debut today. I think he'll be pleased to have had a clean sheet. I think it's fairly obvious that he's going to be our number one, although when you look at the amount of goalkeepers we're looking to sign, apparently we're in rumours to have another goalkeeper on the cards.
Still got Selena in that, though. Still got Selena.
Yeah, mate, we're going to have 8 goalkeepers
This
in
is
our
ridiculous,
squad.
mate. Like, listen, board, please, listen to us. We don't need no more goalkeepers. Get us a striker. Get us a centre-back. Get us a centre midfielder. No more goalkeepers. Like, if you're reliant on your goalkeeper to make a change in your team, there's a problem. Goalkeeper's the last piece to the puzzle, isn't it? When you look
goalkeeper's very important. Very important, part of the puzzle,
come on, like,
especially when you're trying to pass out from the back. I would say that it always starts with the goalkeeper. How can you pass from the back if your keeper doesn't pass from the back?
You don't want to look at it too heavily, though.
It's important, though. Look at Edison and Man City, and Alisson at Liverpool. These are revolutionary keepers who transform the style that their team plays.
I'm not disputing the goalkeepers. Not important, but come on, there's more to it.
No, you don't need 8 goalkeepers, that's for sure.
There you go. I think we need to concentrate and focus more on other parts of the team and develop those areas, and then maybe go for goal. Once we've offloaded a couple of goalkeepers, maybe next season. But Augustin, let's give him a season. I don't think we would have signed him if he wasn't going to be the first choice. So to go and sign another goalkeeper, that's just being a bit too greedy.
100%. And then Enzo Fernandez as well, making his first appearance for Chelsea since the Argentinian bus racism scandal. He's apologised publicly. He's apologised to all of his teammates multiple times. I think Chelsea have come out saying he's going to donate some money to a foundation as well, to an anti-discrimination campaign or something.
And this is what I said last week. Building awareness is better than punishing him. He's made a mistake. Let him... Like, it's just like everything I said is falling into place. He's gone, he's apologised, got the players back in his side, and now he's going to build awareness of people in other countries that racism is acceptable. And people, like Enzo's got a lot more pull. He's got like hundreds of, probably 10 million followers on Instagram. Maybe it's down to, he can make a change just through him promoting the right ways, and that's the best way to do it. And it's good to see that he's back in the squad.
I think it's nice. It's nice that Fofana came out as well and said that it's been sorted. You know, let's move forward from this, and hopefully more good comes out of it. than not. I mean, guys, let us know in the comments. Do you believe that Enzo should be playing further up the pitch, sort of on that right-hand side like we saw if you did watch the match? Or is he going to be in that deep playmaking role, competing with players like Lavia for that starting spot? And if that is the case, Enzo Maresca is going to have a lot to think about.